In the heart of the city stood an old and forgotten warehouse. Its once bustling halls now echoed with eerie silence, and a chilling air hung heavy within its decaying walls. The place was whispered about in hushed tones, rumored to be haunted by a dark and malevolent presence. But only a single night security guard dared to walk its lonely corridors. His name was John. John was a middle-aged man with weathered features, a result of his years of service as a security guard. He had seen his fair share of strange occurrences in various locations, but nothing could have prepared him for the terrors that awaited him within the confines of that warehouse. Night after night, John faithfully patrolled the labyrinthine hallways, his footsteps echoing through the desolate space. The flickering fluorescent lights cast eerie shadows on the walls, creating a dance of darkness that played tricks on his mind. The creaking floors and distant howls of the wind were his only companions in this forsaken place. But as the nights wore on, John began to notice something unsettling. Out of the corner of his eye, he caught glimpses of fleeting shadows darting across the walls, their presence as fleeting as a breath of wind. At first, he dismissed them as mere figments of his imagination, a trick of the flickering lights in his tired eyes. But the shadows persisted, growing more insistent with each passing night. One evening, as John made his rounds, the air seemed unusually heavy, as if filled with an electric charge. It was then that he heard it, the faintest whisper, like a distant echo. The voice was indistinct, barely audible, but it tugged at his curiosity and set his nerves on edge. "Hello? Is someone there?" John whispered, his voice trembling in the darkness. The whispers grew louder, filling the air with their chilling echoes. They seemed to emanate from the depths of the warehouse, beckoning John to uncover their secrets. It was a siren-like call, both seductive and menacing, drawing him further into the heart of the darkness. Against his better judgment, John followed the whispers, his flashlight cutting through the thick veil of shadows. Each step he took felt heavy, as if he were descending into an abyss of unknown horrors. But the curiosity burned within him, overpowering his fear. With his flashlight trembling in his hand, John approached a tall stack of crates, their shadows stretching ominously across the floor. As he shone his light upon the crates, the darkness seemed to retreat, revealing twisted, shadowy figures lurking behind them. Their eyes glowed with an otherworldly intensity, fixated upon him, piercing his soul with their haunting gaze. The shadows at midnight had awakened. The figures shifted and contorted, their forms resembling distorted reflections in a funhouse mirror. They whispered tales of sorrow and despair, of lives lost and tortured souls forever trapped within the warehouse's walls. The echoes of their pain resonated within John's very being, threatening to consume him with their malevolent energy. Terrified, John stumbled backward, his heart pounding in his chest. He knew he should flee, escape the clutches of this nightmarish realm, but an insatiable curiosity held him in place. He couldn't tear his eyes away from the shadows, captivated by their dark secrets. But the shadows were not content to remain hidden. They reached out, their elongated limbs stretching toward him, as if craving his presence in their forsaken world. Their whispers grew louder, filling the air with a cacophony of haunting voices, each one a spectral plea for release. Panic gripped John's heart, and with every ounce of strength he turned and ran. Through the maze-like corridors of the warehouse he raced, his footsteps echoing in desperate harmony with the whispers that pursued him. The shadows were relentless, their movements becoming more aggressive and threatening with each passing moment. As John fled, the warehouse seemed to come alive, its walls shifting and pulsating in sync with the encroaching darkness. The whispers grew louder, swirling around him like a tempest, threatening to swallow him whole. It was a race against time, a desperate struggle to escape the clutches of the shadows that sought to claim him. Finally, through sheer luck or perhaps divine intervention, John found a door leading outside. He burst through it, gasping for breath, the cold night air filling his lungs like a sweet elixir of freedom. He stumbled into the moonlit alleyway, collapsing to his knees. The weight of the shadows finally lifted from his weary soul. But the memory of their presence lingered, haunting his thoughts and dreams. They whispered in the depths of his mind, a constant reminder of the malevolent darkness that had consumed him. In his solitude, John found solace, yet the shadows remained etched upon his consciousness. A reminder of the price he had paid for venturing into the depths of that forsaken warehouse. "They're still out there," he would whisper to himself in moments of vulnerability, waiting for someone else to stumble upon their dark secrets. In the end, please do not forget to support me by liking and subscribing to my channel for more stories.